Jake leaned against the cafe window, stirring his coffee absent-mindedly. The streets of Chicago bustled outside, but inside, everything slowed when he saw her. Emily, with her auburn hair tucked beneath a knit hat, flipped through a book at the corner table. She always read at this cafe, and every time, Jake promised himself he'd talk to her. Today, he finally did. Good book? He asked, hoping she wouldn't find him intrusive. Emily looked up, her green eyes curious. So far, you a fan of classics? Jake chuckled. More of a mystery guy, but I'm open to recommendations. That was the start. A conversation over coffee became a habit. Then, it turned into late-night calls, shared laughter over the silliest things, and evenings spent watching the city lights from her apartment balcony. Jake loved the way Emily saw the world, how she found poetry in the mundane and music in silence. One evening, as they walked along Lake Michigan, Emily stopped. Do you ever think about just leaving? Running off somewhere, just the two of us? Jake tilted his head. Where would we go? Anywhere. A cabin in Colorado, a beach in California, a little town where no one knows us. He squeezed her hand. Anywhere with you sounds perfect. Life, though, had its way of complicating things. Emily's job offer in New York came suddenly, and Jake knew it was her dream. They sat in silence, the weight of unspoken words filling the space between them. I have to go, she whispered. I know, he said. The airport was a blur of stolen moments and final glances. Jake held her tightly, memorizing the feel of her against him. I love you, he murmured. Emily's fingers traced his face as she whispered, then wait for me. And he did. Months passed, then a year. They wrote, they called, but distance was cruel. One snowy December evening, as Jake walked past their cafe, he hesitated. A familiar silhouette sat by the window, a book in hand. His heart pounded. Emily looked up. Their eyes met, and just like that, time unraveled. Coffee? She asked, smiling softly. Jake sat down, reaching for her hand. Always. 4-0.